potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat. Once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these. Cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, Mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons. Makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here's a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven. Catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness, Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it. Makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's 2 curls out of the 1 potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the 2 colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. On my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in 2. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way, and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this. Drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut in the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, You can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here's a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling. Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set.
Hello everyone. How we doing tonight? Should be an interesting night here. Alcohol involved. Gonna start with the pineapple here though. We're gonna be doing roast pork loin. Which, hey Mr. Landiggity, bought this rather than being part of the pig. I wanted a nice clean cut of loin, and I think I'm down to like 1 or 2 roasts left, and so I just bit the bullet and got this special for this. So we'll be doing that. I'm gonna hollow that out. We're gonna throw some maraschinos in the center, and we'll wrap it with a thin layer of pineapple around the outside, and I'll roast that. The other things we're doing here, gonna be using up some, I got some weird flavored bacon here. We got honey lavender. It's local company. It's one of their 2 specialty ones. I'm going to use that tonight with some more of the pineapple and gonna make some fried rice. So we'll have pork roast, we'll have fried rice, and some booze. Start by cutting up this pineapple here. If you feel like trying to grow a pineapple tree, that's all you need. Or a bush, or... So how's everyone doing tonight? Gonna try and go as thin as I can go here. We're using this pineapple for 3 things. And I did buy a conventional pineapple because it's not worth it to buy an organic one. The difference is not... I buy a vast majority of my stuff organic. This is one of the ones that really doesn't matter. So save yourself $1. Pineapples, avocados, I forget them all, but there's certainly ones you don't have to worry about organics with. There's other ones that it's really a good idea. I'm doing quite dandy. I haven't used the word dandy in a while. Okay, we got that done. So now we got rid of all the stuff that we're worried about getting rid of. We now have this outside here, which I could, if you notice, these all line up in a nice swirl. And this naturally happens in pineapples. I could go in here with a paring knife and just make those cuts in there. That's why you see them fancily cut like that sometimes, with like the ridges going up it. They're actually trying to cut it closer to get these guys out of there. What I'm going to do instead is take all these areas that I'm a little less interested in. I'm going to blend them up for my drink. So instead I'm going to more focus on trying to make this a nice round circle and cleaning up all that extra. Okay. Grab our blender here. Put all of our scraps in there. Now for the harder part. It's been a while since I've cut like this. We're gonna go across, slowly turn our pineapple here. Started early with the battle tonight. We're ready already. Don't know if we're going to get any... I don't know if I had any help here. Okay. That should be enough here to wrap around the outside of our pork over here. I just grabbed that, so I gotta wash my hand now. A good break to do our battle anyways. If you guys aren't familiar, I have Stream Raiders running on my stream. So if you're watching, you can go to streamraiders.com, or there's a link in the chat there towards the top of my view. That'll take you directly to my page. And you can join a battle that we host every 30 minutes. Add a new character to the battlefield every 5 minutes. So it helps keep everyone engaged a little bit more here. Let's see here. Changing everything around here and having to relearn where my buttons are. Oh, looks like I'm gonna die. Just me. This is one of the harder maps, so... And those guys are all archers, so they're gonna sit there and shoot stuff at me. You keep playing here. Go at this again here. Let's try it from this side this time. Alright, back to pineapple. Cut that off there. And now I'm going to go down this, what I hope to be pretty much the core of the pineapple. If you're not familiar with pineapples, you notice that hard center there. It does have flavor, but it's incredibly full of fiber. So you either want to blend that. It's not a fun job to blend that. It's usually not enough juice getting out of it to be worth your time. But there is some flavor there. You can throw it in something to infuse it or something along that line. Tempted to keep that. That's tasty. And these we're going to dice up for with our fried rice. Getting all the usable scraps going up here. Oh, I should change that too. Give you guys a little bit of... Let's throw that in there. That's going to be more than enough for our rice. Grab a bowl for those. What we want to do first here, I want to get bacon rendering so we can didn't mean to mute that. Hit two buttons at once there. So it's typical for me. I like finding and buying, if it's available near you, bacon ends and pieces. It's usually all the scraps and small pieces. Usually great for making lardons or something like this. It's typically a little bit cheaper. Mute this for a sec for the blender. Yep. I never wear it on stream, but I actually have a t-shirt that says bacon gives me a lardon. Back to blending. I actually can't stand pineapple juice that comes from a can. It's one of the few things that it just has this off metallic flavor. You can instantly tell it came from a can. Or actually, I don't know what it is. It seems sort of metallic, but cones or cans are typically coated in plastic. That bacon is a talking. So we got our fresh pineapple juice. Need some fresh orange juice here too. Drink making time. Start with some ice here. Light rum. Dark rum. Orange juice. Yep. Spilling that all over. Note to self. Quit putting liquids in those bowls. Surface tension doesn't work. Pineapple juice. I'm gonna do 2 of these guys. I'll leave a little bit more for something else later. Good old regular grenadine. Just a hint. Yeah, I should leave this. I should put this up with this stuff. All right. Why not? Let's give this a try. Smells yummy. I don't know if that's my cup of tea or not there. Needs more acidity. The only thing I got to really throw at it is a little bit more pineapple here. It's got that beautiful peach color going there for our rum punch. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on that one. Alright, let's go back to doing pork. We'll continue on with that later on here. So we're going to start by cutting a nice flat base. Turn the fan on here and get our oven going. Give these bacons a stir. And I'm realizing I now probably have it on a main camera so you can't see all this gorgeousness. So one thing that I'm still really working on is trying to remember to keep everything going in the right place at the right time. So we'll start here by seasoning this. I normally buy kosher salt, but I'm working with fine salt right now. Add some MSG. And black pepper. Take our syrup packed cherries. I actually sort of tempted to strain these, but I think I'm going to live with it as is. Let's see. Oops, dropped one. I'm not going to do a massive amount here, nice little 2 rows here. Maybe we'll do a 3rd row. Definitely don't need all of that juice in there, but It'll be tasty nonetheless. Carefully fold this over the top. Heat off on that bacon. Gonna let that coast. Okay, for the next trick, let's wipe this board down a little bit. Debating how I want to do this. If I want to, let's tie it with twine. I was hoping I was going to be able to cheat and use my silicone rubber bands, but I think it's actually going to make it harder for me to wrap it up nicely. So instead, we'll draw a couple pieces of twine ahead of time here. Now at least get us started. You can clean it up after that. Okay. And I can't hear anything now because I lost my earbud onto the floor there. I don't know if anyone saw that pop out on me. Oh, that's not cool. That's cooler than I thought. Apparently I can't see. went down and tried to pick up my earbud and picked up that cherry I dropped on the floor. I was like, oh, I broke it. Oh, quiet, Siri. Or whatever the heck they are. Microsoft equivalent. I thought I uninstalled that anyways. Okay, so this needs at least one more tie up here. Sort of tempted to throw a few skewers in the side here too, just to, I'm going to lay it on top. So I'm going to stand this on end and put it in the oven. So we're looking at the side view right now. Already. Time flying tonight. Already an hour in? Oh, I started early with the Stream Raiders today. Yeah. Half cut into the pineapple there with my nuts. Let's do our battle. Looks like it's me valiantly dying again. Without my valiant helpers as usual here tonight, apparently. He's just standing there and dying, apparently. We'll give it one more shot here. All right. So I'm going to call that good. We're going to put this on the bottom. Use that as our top. Cool. So now we got our bacon ready. We can take that out of the pan. Reserve the bacon for our rice later. Though I should probably get going on the rice too, since we need our rice chilled down for fried rice. Cooked and chilled down. Oven's still heating, so I'm not ready to put this in the stove yet. So I guess we'll get rolling on rice. Hello everyone. Thank you for that raid. Thank you for those follows, guys. Mr. Zoltek, BU, Best Bottle. Welcome everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely evening. Welcome, Mr. Wild Starfish. We got a little rum punch going on here that I made earlier. Awesome. Thank you, that. Welcome. We have a pork loin that I have stuffed with maraschino cherries. And then further wrapped with a outer layer of pineapple here. And this guy, I'm waiting on that stove. Stove is hot now. Or oven's hot. Hot. So we'll grab the pan here that I was cooking the bacon in before. And lose my earbud for a second time this evening. Yes, we have some nicely cooked bacon here. It's been in that pan already. So we're going to take our mildly warm pan and stand this up. Give you a main view. Move these bottles too. There we go. Just like that. And hope it stands up nice. It seems to be doing okay. Nice. Yeah, we got pineapple for our pork. We've got our bacon and our diced pineapple that's going in our fried rice. And the rest of the scraps I blended for my drink. You have a little bit of that blended here still. Because it's not, I'm not really worried about the fat in this case. In many cases you're roasting it with the fat on top so that it like bastes itself. In this case, it's not a big deal. So I thought it might be better for presentation. I don't know, because I felt like doing it. Let's see, our oven's ready. Let's throw a pan underneath. Just cooking dinner here for myself here, guys. So while I try to keep myself cooking clean and looking clean, we're not worried about infecting anyone else here. I already seasoned this pretty well. I'm going to do a little bit more on the top here now, though. Just a little bit more salt. Inside I already put in salt, MSG, black pepper, and the maraschino cherries. Got one dirty already. Okay, and in the oven. And we'll figure it's going to need at least 40 minutes. I'm going to guess it's closer to an hour and a half. to get that to our proper temp. I'm not cooking at an extremely high temp here. I may kick it up towards the end to get a little bit more color on the outside, but I don't want to risk burning the pineapple and having raw pork in the center. So, gonna start slow and low, and if we can get more color, I'll try to. And as I was saying earlier, I quite often buy a lot of my products organic. You don't need to bother with pineapple. Save yourself the $1. Thanks, BU. How you doing this evening? Dry this board off. Nice. We cook some rice off, like I said before. When you're doing fried rice, it's actually better. Sieving your rice is pretty risky as far as things to save, but fried rice is best done with leftover rice or rice that's been cooked and cooled. The reason I say it's a little bit more risky to save your rice is typically rice doesn't cool down evenly. So if you put a big pot of rice in the stove, the center of it can not cool down in time and become nasty. It's one of the more common foods that people get sick from is reheated rice. They don't cool it down in time properly or evenly enough, and then they don't heat it up enough when they reheat it. But if you're, what I'm going to actually do with this, I'm going to throw it in a sheet pan and spread it out flat. You're not worried about anything then. But, well, I'm not worried about it because I'm going to be using it, but doing approximately 2 cups here. Since we're talking food facts and food and all that, rice is also something, the plant itself is very good at pulling heavy metals out of soil. And so you want to make sure that you're having it grown on some decent land, because it will pull lead, it will pull heavy metals. All the stuff you don't want in your body. Rice plants do have a tendency to consolidate. It's typically basmati. is 1.5 to 1. I'm going to do slightly more than that. Let's throw a little salt in there too. Getting a lot of echo tonight. Still toying with my mics. Going on a year and a half here, and not quite a year and a half, but getting close. Oh, sure, Terp. I regularly buy stock, or I regularly make stock, and I often use stock with my rice. I want this a little bit cleaner, simpler, but the vast majority of the time, actually, I cook my rice with either chicken stock or some other flavored stock, pork stock, that would work well with it. Oh, I realize what's going on here now. My audio. My threshold's way too low on my stove. There we go. Maybe that'll be better with the echo. A little bit better. Yeah, if you're like me, I've got 1, 2. I got 3 chicken carcasses in the freezer because I buy whole chickens and break them down. It's the cheapest way to go at it if you're going to use it all. And then I save the carcasses and make stock out of them. Let's see, what are we on to next here? We got our rice going. We got our bacon for the rice done. We're going to need ginger, garlic, and green onion for our rice. Also, if anyone's new here and hasn't seen it before, I do have Stream Raiders going on in the stream up here. It's up, the timer's up over there, another 13.5 minutes. We got, if you go to streamraiders.com, or there's might be a link in chat there, goes through every once in a while. You can join in, add a character to the battlefield once every 5 minutes. And once every 30 minutes here, we have a little pixel art battlefield D&D action. Also, for anyone new and joining me here, I cook every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday here on stream. Start at 4:30 Pacific, and just go until I'm done with dinner. Trying to come up with fun themes. Gonna start actually here next month doing weekly votes on odd ingredients for me to try and incorporate into my Wednesday deals or Wednesday meals. Thinking first week of next month, gonna give people the option to choose between me using popcorn or hot dog water. And I'm not just gonna put popcorn as a garnish. It's gonna have to be a part of the dish. And hopefully we'll continue on with ingredients that are a little bit... I'm not really interested in doing like stuff that's hard to eat. I want to enjoy my dinner. But I'm all for you guys giving me a challenge as far as what I'm working with. So anyways, that's coming up here next month. This month I've sort of been going through and doing the National Food Days. Today is National Rum Punch Night or Day. So we're obviously drinking rum punch, and we got all the pineapple here today because of that. Now if you go, that's a good one. But if you go onto the Discord, there is a ingredient suggestions channel there. You can throw it in there. But I've thought of other things to throw in there. I don't want it to be just candy, but I've thought of both Starburst and jelly beans. Rice is to a boil, so I'm cutting the heat off on that. Let that sit here for another 10 minutes or so. I'd time it if I was worried about serving it hot. You can choose to leave the skin on the garlic if you like, or use a spoon like I am. Does a pretty good job of peeling it without wasting too much. You pull out a peeler and you're going to pull out half the garlic with it. But I'm only really peeling this because I know this is a little bit older of a piece of garlic. Thinking the skin may be a bit tougher, a bit more unpleasant. And then the grain's going to be going like this. Another very fibrous thing. Love the flavor of ginger, but you gotta like slice it thin against the grain. Welcome back, class. How you doing tonight? So I'm sitting here realizing that I didn't ask our lovely raider earlier here tonight if Mr. Zoltek, what he was up to. So if you're still lurking around, I'd love to hear what you were up to earlier, what everyone was watching. Apologize, I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember catching your stream before. Okay, so we got that. Oh, nice. How is the Tyrant Dice fun doing? That it was a tragic thing or occurrence. Nice. Who else is going to be doing that? Is there anyone else that I can throw names out there that are still doing stuff? And so I'm just taking the oldest, most ugliest piece of the green onions off here. I'm sure he can act as a pretty good sweep there. There we go, we might make it this time with a little help. Nice. See how we doing on time here. We got 20 minutes still on our roast before we check that. Take a little sip break. Really wishing I had a lime. Just a little squirt of a little acidity. Pretty tasty otherwise though. It's definitely opened up there with the ice. Got that, we got that. rice going here. Let's see how our rice turned out. Looking okay there, maybe a little wet. Parchment. There, that way this is all gonna cool down nice, right, and quick. And throw this in the freezer. And hope that doesn't fall on the floor when I open it back up. Oh, we got another battle going. I don't know, we might get this one. Maybe. I think we got it. Victory. Congrats on the rewards. And let's go to center out. And let's start from the side here. All these hedges and everything are going to slow down any of your characters moving around. So you sort of want to place things where they're going to have best ability to move around. And since I'm a tank, if you're not doing like a rogue, you probably want to put just about everything behind me. It has options for battle planning and all sorts of stuff, but I think we're going to live without that. Wrong one. There we go. What else do we need here? We got that set. You got this set. We're chilling. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Plutons. This is reminding me of pluots, which I love pluots. But it sounds very scientific too. Grab myself some new paper towel here. Thank you, Mr. Plutons. The Stream Raiders is in beta. If you guys stream yourselves, you can sign up and talk with them in Discord. They are accepting just about anyone that's at least from my experience, that's an actual dedicated streamer. And they do seem to be planning all sorts of stuff. They keep making changes, keep updating things. The program they have for streamers is constantly being updated. I have to update that thing like every stream. They seem like a good group that's putting together a good game there. I actually think they were planning to do a whole bunch of them, but got too busy with their first one. Bacon. This is a honey lavender cured bacon, which I bought without noticing that it was honey lavender. And so this has been chilling around a little while until fried rice, pretty good choice. I think I put Hawaiian in a couple of places as far as fried rice. We're using pork. I know it isn't Spam, but still yummy. Let's pull out my actual wok here tonight. I don't think I've ever pulled this out on stream. I hardly ever use this guy. This is a wok designed more for home use. You notice it's got a pretty thick base here on the bottom of it that works well for heating up. So it's a pan that you want to heat up and get hot and then cook with. Wok cooking or stir frying is typically a very quick process. And so since in a home kitchen you don't have that giant flame, most homes don't even have enough gas going to do a proper wok flame. Since we don't have that flame, we're going to cheat and use that metal disc on bottom. Yeah, Hawaiian fried rice is pretty common. I was just saying that I'm doing these bacon lardons instead of what I believe it's definitely pork, but I don't think it's bacon. And I want to say that I think proper Hawaiian rice in the original definition is with Spam. Since Spam, very popular on the island. On an island, they don't have a ton of land to grow produce or raise livestock. They do a fair amount, but it's actually one of the great places that we do a lot of testing for food with. But it also is not a lot of land there, so they use Spam and things they can import for food. I don't know. I haven't been. I'm talking without proper experience here. I have not been to Hawaii. I'd love to go Hawaii, but I'm just telling what I know from reading. That's tasty. I started off being worried about that one. Now we're getting down to the bottom here. It's good stuff. But at the same time, this to fried rice is about the same thing as it is to pizza. It's about the only fruit that I can think of people have ever put in fried rice. Grab our sesame oil out so that it's ready and I can think about using it. But we're going pretty good here. We got, yeah, we're just waiting on rice and pork. Oh, that's not what I want. See if we can't do a poll here too. Well, we see about that one. I have a feeling I know the answer to that one. But we'll see if anyone else has an answer to the poll that isn't. Yeah, there's only 5 options. I wish I could have put like a couple others in there. Would have enjoyed putting a smash burger and maybe oh, what is his name's? check. Both deserve to be on that list too. Maybe the Texas chain. Thank you for the follow Ninja Turtles rule. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Well, Five Guys won that one. Let's see. There we go, there's another pull. I could actually fit all of them into that one. But I agree, I think Five Guys is better than In-N-Out. In-N-Out is pretty amazing though, especially compared to the other fast food. I mean, In-N-Out, if you're not dealing with a busy In-N-Out, which is sort of hard to find, but if you're not dealing with a busy one, you're going to be through there a lot quicker than you are to Five Guys. I also just, it's mostly the fries too. I mean, the burgers, I want to say the burger at Five Guys is a little bit, but the fries are a completely different animal. The fries that Five Guys are... I've actually never even tried the Cajun fries at Five Guys. I usually don't like Cajun fries because of... They're probably usually over-salted. But I do love me some peanut oil fried salt and pepper fries. New York wins. No votes at all for Detroit? Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Because I gotta vote for Detroit myself. I've lived in New York. Do love me some New York pie, but I just think Detroit is a superior product. Let's see what we got here. Like I said earlier, I think we're going to have to let this cook longer. But we can at least give you a progress update here. Let's switch to this one. Oh yeah, we're definitely going a little bit longer, but that's looking pretty there. Not nearly hot enough there. Let's see if I try and stick it in the actual meat here. Welcome in create mode. It's like pizza cake. No, it's not. It is not. It's light, airy, bubbly. It's focaccia-ish. And it's got that crispy cheese edge to it. Oh. So we're going to throw that back in the oven there. And we're going to give this... I'm going to take another look at it at 20 minutes here. But I think this needs a good another 40 minutes. Oops. I set my timer for 40. There we go. 20 minutes. Now see, Chicago style is probably my bottom on that list. Because that's, if Detroit's cake, Chicago is pie. I just never got into deep dish. I'm mourning the loss of CPK. I haven't had any around me. I haven't tried it in months. But I do miss California Pizza Kitchen. And while it's not pizza in its normal sense, it's better than Chicago to me. I do love me some New York, like I said, but I need that cheese frico. I was sitting there watching Cheese Pizza earlier today, if you guys are familiar with him. It's National Pepperoni Pizza Day. So he was making pepperoni pizza earlier. And so I was watching that. Gonna be doing actually early next month, I'm gonna be doing my first pizza on stream. I don't do pizza here at home. And so I'm doing here's one that I should have probably put on that list. I'm not doing Detroit style. I'm gonna try and do pan style. So I'm gonna do pan style pizza next month for Italian Sausage Pizza Night. National Italian Pizza. National Italian Sausage Pizza Night. Still doing a couple days next month of the national food holidays. But this month was really going to be the push on that. Next month is more about the Discord voting for Wednesday nights. See what interesting ideas people can come up with for ingredients for me to have to work with or try to use. At risk of repeating myself, I've already decided the ingredients of the first poll, which is going to go live on the 30th. And that's going to be choice of either popcorn or hot dog water. And I have to use that in my dinner for the upcoming Wednesday after that, in some fashion. And I'm not going to just put like popcorn on the top as a garnish. And so if you guys got other ideas of interesting ingredients that would be... I'm more looking for things that would be hard to cook with or interesting to cook with than something that's disgusting. But if you guys have suggestions for things that would be hard to cook with, feel free to throw those in the Discord. There's a channel there for it. There we go, another pull. Candy corn would be a great one. I was thinking, I don't want to do just candy, but I've already thought of jelly beans and Starburst. There's actually a recipe. Starburst, I didn't want to put it up there because Mario Batali, if any of you guys remember him, has a pork sauce that he's known for that's a combination of pink Starburst and Red Bull. And it's a recipe that I've never tried. I have no idea what it would taste like. But we're talking about, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was this sort of like experimental kitchen or restaurant where they used to do like really off-the-wall dishes. And that was one of their things, is they served pork with this like neon pink sauce. But candy corn, yeah, candy corn's a good one. Who doesn't love a little, oh, what is it? The term they use for it. It's like literally wax. If you look up the ingredients, on Branch's candy corn, you probably never eat them again. Probably taste about the same. But we could do, yeah. Candy, like I said, popcorn. Plums are the winner. Wow, and a strong winner too. That's awesome. Welcome, CF Lab. I do love me a pluot. Plums, I don't know. They're just a little bit darker. I do love me a plum though. It is. I should have put pluot down there because that would have been my vote. Oh, what do we got going on the battlefield now? Oh wow, we got everyone going tonight. Welcome everyone. I think it's time for another one of these guys. Yeah, let's do a little bit more ice. Take our rice back out here because that's already started to cool down. Yeah, it's not cold, but it's room temp now. And again, I've got the wrong thing on my... There we go. We got our rice cooled down. Gonna go with the same ratios last time here. And I'm just going to toss the rest of these. This is the orange juice that I fresh squeezed being in a stream. And this is the pureed and strained pineapple juice. Let's see here. Little shot of grenadine here. I'm going to do a little bit heavier this time. More ice this time and almost came to the top. That's a nice, pretty drink there. Happy National Rum Punch Day. Can't even talk. Got one down and I can't talk. But, Happy National Rum Punch Day. For you stateside people. And pretty tasty, but still sort of wishing I had a little bit of lime. I like this one better than the first one, but both of them, good time. Alright, let's see. We got 8 minutes left on our 20-minute check. I think we're going to chill out here for the 8 minutes until the stove is ready. And then we'll worry about the fried rice, because the fried rice is really quick. That's going to take me like 2 minutes. It'll probably be just about right to allow the pork to rest and be sliceable. Last chance to throw some characters down on the battlefield here. Probably too late for you guys, actually. For this, probably work great. Bourbon barrel's going to give you a little oak flavor, but probably more vanilla than anything else. That'd be awesome in that. Yeah, bourbon barrels are a big commodity. So they only use them once. Let's start a battle here. Oh wow, all sorts of people in here tonight. Welcome Scuba Steve, Alan Bastard, Mr. Pluton's still hanging around here, the Terp, Undiggity. Welcome everyone. Congrats, everyone. Okay, you can put them in front of mine, but I'd think about doing it with characters in the green area, or the blue area. Awesome. Let's throw these into cups. That way I can just toss them in quick. I've had a helicopter buzz in my house all day. I don't normally ever get helicopters above in my house. There's a couple airports here in Sonoma, but they're not in my general area. Making my whole house vibrate. I'm not used to those noises. Yeah. They're scanning and using their heat detectors to see if I'm still sitting in my house all day. Yep. Still sitting here all day. There used to be a secret, I think it was an army base here in Sonoma County back like World War II time. It's a Coast Guard training base now. Some sort of a secret communications base back in the day. All sorts of interesting secret stuff going on in Sonoma. Not really, but... I'm just happy that it is reportedly low enough in smoke now that I can open my windows. It's like he's right on top of my house now. It's like the third time I passed since I mentioned it to you guys. There's pass number 4. In fact, I'm going to go walk out and see what he's circling. He's like literally circling my house. They're after me. They're coming. How weird. I'll start worrying if I see SWAT running around my house here. They have to pass by my windows to get to the door. The reason that it's worrying me is because of fires. I do live relatively close to what is normally a flood bank, which would be a prime place for a grass fire. Not a major fire, but a grass fire. Let's look at our pork here. It's been another 20 minutes. Like 2 little eyeballs on the top there with the cherries. In fact, I'm going to turn that around so it's a smiley face. Yep, still not hot enough there. So like I said, we're going to give that another 20 minutes. Got to take a picture of the happy face. Pepe loin, Pepe pork. I don't know if I want to do that one. Creating a new poll here. I'm guessing no one's gonna guess my choice for this one. And I'm wishing I had a 6th. I wish I could put like 20. I don't know why they limit it to 5. I mean, it's just an array thing. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I've switched over from slobs to OBS here recently, and I overheard last night. I was hanging out in Jarrett Henning's stream last night, and I think it was Art by Galen. Someone mentioned that they were using this transition, so I went up and straight up stole that right off the bat here. So very happy with this new scene transition system where I can just moves everything around for me. My computer is so much more freed up now. Slobs was hogging so much CPU space. Very happy with the change. Yeah, I want to say that Slob's thing, with it hogging computer space, is probably a GPU thing. It's probably depending on which GPU you have. Because I know I changed GPUs in this. I'm now using a 1650. This is my streaming computer is my secondary computer. But I'm using a 1650 in this. And that, which was an upgrade, because I had a 550 Ti in this before, then made it so that Slobs was using so much CPU. Yep. I'm sort of tempted now with the 3000 series to upgrade here. It's only been a year since I upgraded though, but really tempted to throw a 3000 series in my main PC and put that 2070 over here. But yeah, this 1650 has been treating me nice. I bought it used. It was an eBay purchase. Let's see, let's do another poll, since we're chilling out here. It's the only ones I remember off the top of my head. Maybe you guys can come up with another name that I don't think of. Okay, I'm just going to trust that this is going to be ready. Well, let's wait until it's ready. Like I said, I got to wait until it chills. I got to let it rest. So tempted to keep... want to keep moving, keep doing things. Sailor Jerry. I got a bottle of Captain... I have a liter bottle of Captain Morgan that I've had for over a decade now. And you can see I bought the Bacardi for this. I was going to use Captain for this. Those are the two... I've got a bottle of... or did I wrap that up? I get rid of that. I've had a bottle of tequila for about 10 years. And I've had a liter of Captain Morgan for about 10 years. Just about everything else I've gone through. I was like sitting there in the store and I was like, I couldn't remember if I have dark rum or not. It's like, it's one of those things that like you typically have because you buy it once and you have it for like forever. And so I was so torn. I was like, do I need to buy it? Did it anyways. And needed it. So that was good. Remembering I had something, I couldn't remember what it was. Something that I use a little bit every once in a blue moon for. It was, I assume it was the apple brandy. Which, I have apple brandy. Who else am I going to throw on this list? I think I know who's going to win this one now. Don't have Steak and Shake around me. I only know that one because visiting family in Michigan. I think my vote there would probably... I'd be torn. I'd be torn between Wingstop and McDonald's. Yep, Hawaiian fried rice. Doing bacon and pineapple, along with green onion, ginger, and green garlic. Although I was saying earlier, I think the traditional Hawaiian rice is with Spam, or it's at least with pork, and it's probably not bacon. But otherwise, it's pretty close. Sort of like the pineapple pizza of the fried rice world. Do I have any peas? Yeah, let's throw a couple of peas in there too. No worries. Thanks for stopping by, CF. I know it's not exactly your prime hours for hanging out. So thank you for stopping by. Cheers. If you guys haven't checked out CF or Land Diggity, both great musicians, you go give a check out and a follow too. Last 6 minutes on the battle. Room to get maybe 2 more in there. I'm starting to preheat my wok here. I've got the flame on. I've got it down around a level that'll hold the boil, so relatively low. Mostly just warming things up. We got another 4.5 minutes on our pork. So I'm just sort of prepping for that. Let's see here. Trying to remember the name. So I'm going to move all this stuff for the saute or for the stir fry stuff close to the counter over here. Alright, let's pull this pork out. Okay, we're going to call that good. It's perhaps slightly under, but I'm going to live with it because I'm tired of waiting. So we got our pan heated here. I'm going to turn the heat up on that. And let's make some stir-fried rice. I need a bowl here ready to toss everything in because we won't want to leave it in that hot pan. Okay. Toasted sesame oil in the pan. Hot pan. Garlic and onion in the pan. Give those a quick stir. That's good. Throw in our green onions. Just want to get a light color on these guys. Add our bacon, our frozen peas, and our pineapple. Let that warm up here a moment. Since this isn't a real wok, I actually have to wait. Welcome, Mama Bear. And thank you for that follow. I will get to the battle as soon as we're done with making our rice here. Unfortunately, this flame is still not hot enough. There we go. Working on the mic game. Ideally, I'd be already throwing my rice in there. Like I said, working with the home kitchen doesn't quite work as well. No worries, Lane Diggity. Thank you for stopping by. We're pretty much just wrapping up here. I'm going to be ready here in the next 15 minutes. But thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great evening. Come on. Open up your bottle. There we go. New bottle of soy sauce here. Another thing that I bought that's not organic. But don't know why this handle is still hot. Drop in all of our rice. And the last part to our fried rice here. Couple of eggs. Gonna need to add some more soy sauce here. there you go. Hawaiian style fried rice. Oops. Bumped the camera there, sorry. So now I got our pork. It's finished, but I'm still doing it on my protein cutting board here. Oh wow, look at that bottom. Oh. Talk about a pan that's screaming to make a sauce out of it. Oh, I so want that piece. That bottom piece is gonna be Instagram time. Moment of truth here. That's looking good to me. A little bit of juice there. Let's see if we can't make a pretty plate here. Sorry about that bang. I don't know if I want to put that on bottom now. Welcome, Nan Reader. We're just finishing up plating here. We've got the last of my second rum punch cocktail here. Made with fresh pineapple and orange juice. We have a pineapple wrapped and roasted pork loin with maraschinos in the center. Maraschino cherries. The real ones. The good ones. What did I do with the rest of them? Went and hid them on myself. Let's throw these peas back in the freezer. Did I throw them up here somehow? What did I do with them? I didn't put them. Oh, there they are. I don't know why I put them by my coffee stuff, but maraschino cherries. We had the cherries in the rum punch. They have them in the center of the pork there. And then we've got Hawaiian rice with bacon and pineapple, green peas, ginger garlic, and green onion. I'll give you guys a close-up on that before we find someone here to give a raid to. All right, let's do our battle. I forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys. Well, that was quick. Okay, as usual tonight, I will do my final one battle off stream, and we'll continue with this map my next stream here on next Wednesday. As I said before, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays, starting at 4:30 Pacific. If you look down in the About section or my Twitch page down there on the website, I have upcoming dates now through half of next month. So feel free to give those a look and figure out which ones you want to come by and say hello for. I appreciate you guys all joining me tonight. Let's see who we can host up real quick here. Why don't we give a hello to Chef Babylon? He is a fellow Team Bone-In member and is doing pretty much all of Team Bone-In. I haven't joined in just because I'm sort of starting here on Twitch and figuring things out. Most of Team Bone-In this month is doing charity for Starlight. And so he is doing that all this month. I believe this is the first time I've given him a raid. So I hope you all give him a hello. He is a regular streamer here. He's on regularly on Twitch. I hope you guys all give him a warm welcome from me. I'd like to thank you all for joining me tonight. And thank you very much. As usual, I will be back here on Wednesday. And have a good night.